got some potential specs of the RTX 40 Super series.
Elon says you can give him less money now. It's fine.
And it's fine. I can wait for the best AMD is ever going to give me. I'm so excited by it. Let's get into the hot news, everybody. I'm your Brett host. We're going to be going over the hottest tech news I can find on the internet while you enjoy your breakfast this Monday, October 30th, 2023 is Reese's last day.
Guys,
What's going on?
Guys, it's finally happening.
It's real. It's real. This is going to actually leave us now.
I've been packing all day.
It's been stressful. But the Springboks, back-to-back world champs, baby, in rugby. Let's go. The only 4-time World Cup winners. Sia Kolisi.
We're better than you guys.
All of you defeating New Zealand. It was a stressful game. Oh my goodness.
I couldn't watch in those last 5 minutes. I was hiding my face. Oh man, very exciting. Good stuff by South Africa. Solid game.
To be, on the side of the Springboks, and I was waiting until we got through that to put on the Sticklemonster outfit.
I saw you had it.
Yeah. I didn't forget about it. I had to rep the Springboks merch publicly before I covered it up with this garbage nonsense. Reece, you'll always be on my chest.
There's proof.
Well, we don't have so much proof as we do have rumors of the RTX 40 Super Series, and it turns out that that indications of specs. So this is coming out from a well-known leaker, trying to see what exactly are we looking at with the 4080 Super, the 4070 Super, and now a newly reported 4070 Ti Super that might be coming out.
They're just combining them.
They keep multiplying. So the 4070 Super is expected to be definitely way better than the 4070 and like approaching 85-90% of a 4070 Ti, which puts it really good. And so NVIDIA would then make a 4070 Ti Super, which is not quite a 4080, but again gets like 85-80% there. The one that's most disappointing to me is the 4080 Super, which just looks like marginally better than the 4080, as long as they keep it the same price or maybe knock it down to $999. That would be great. I would really appreciate that. I would like to see that happen, but also with the 4070 Super, allegedly it's going to come with 16 gigabytes of VRAM instead of the 12 that it currently has. Additionally, 4070 Ti is speculated to have 20, but the rumors aren't really lining up for that to be the case. It might still just be 16. It might be 16 gigabytes all the way down. We'll have to wait and see. Again, we're expecting probably roughly close to a CES announcement / launch for these.
That's where I'll put my money on.
Yeah, there's still time that they could do it by the end of the year. NVIDIA has been no stranger to launching stuff in December. We'll just have to wait and see how it plays and shakes out, but you don't have to wait if you use today's video sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan. As a lot of you know, we recently completed our Cannonball for the Cure charity stream, which involves driving all the way across America, which when you're covering 6,000 miles of the United States interstate system, you see some amazing things and some terrible driving. Now, thankfully, we have not been in an accident in any of our 3 Cannonball streams. I'm always mildly worried that it'll happen on one of our events, but thankfully, I know the one thing I won't be daunted by is the process of getting an injury claim submitted. And while thankfully I haven't had to use them, with Morgan & Morgan, submitting an injury claim is so easy. Morgan & Morgan has modernized the injury law process so you can submit a claim and have it reviewed by a lawyer without ever having to leave the couch. You can sign documents, upload pictures, share medical records, and doctor's bills all from your phone. You can even text your attorney and case manager without having to go to an office. And when you're injured in an accident, hiring an attorney is one of the first things you should do. And with Morgan & Morgan, submitting a claim is so easy. More than 3 million people have trusted Morgan & Morgan when they were injured in an accident. So if you're ever in an accident, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. You can submit a claim in 8 clicks or less, and you could have America's largest injury law firm fighting for you. You can get started at forthepeople.com/UFD or dial pound law. That's pound 529 from your cell. Big thanks again to Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring today's video. Well, now, Reece, you can access your storage in 8 clicks or less thanks to it being on your GPU. We talked about how ASUS showed off a combined graphics card plus M.2 SSD GPU way back when. A few months ago, really.
Yeah, it was a cool concept.
It was a cool concept, but now it's real. They've officially launched this bad boy, and they've changed up a few things, like this little backplate section that goes over the SSD.
Okay, so it's not just hanging around there.
Right. And it also is going to use the screwless technology. So it's going to be the latch system, so you don't have to have any screws to install it there. And now we have an indication of the price, at least over in Finland right now. It is 90 euros more expensive than the regular 4060 Ti, but 10 euros cheaper than the 16 gig version. But you can't use the SSD to add to the VRAM, unfortunately. It's just all part and parcel of a separate system. This only works because NVIDIA decided to cut down the GPU to 8 PCI Express lanes, so you're using the other 8 for an SSD. That could really work if it all is interfacing that way.
Small form factor builds where you have limited M.2 slots, I could see this being a really cool thing.
Holy frick. That's such a good idea. Especially for like really, really tiny builds.
Yeah.
And you know what's definitely not a bad idea? Bringing more accessibility to gamers. And that's exactly what Microsoft's doing with their latest accessibility feature, allowing for full keyboard mapping onto their controllers.
Very cool.
So that you can bind certain ways that the controller interfaces with the Xbox to specific key presses in case specific games don't just use the controller for whatever reason. There's a million different reasons why this can be useful to certain people who actually need to have access to those things, and so you like to see Microsoft continue with that, expanding controller input capabilities in games that have many commands, have limited remapping capabilities, or do not support controllers. Microsoft paving the way in terms of accessibility. They had their accessible controller that they launched I think 5 years ago now, 4 or 5 years ago. PlayStation also recently, earlier this year, like a month ago, came out with their adaptive controller. So it's good to see that this is paving the way for people who have limited means of interaction actually still being able to enjoy video games. You love to see it. And I love to see you. And I love to see deals. And I'm sad that this is the last deals that we're gonna get in person for quite some time. Why does it feel like this just became the default? Like, my brain can't remember how things were done previously.
It doesn't, because that doesn't feel real. That like previous time.
Us
like,
being apart is not real life.
Yeah, it's. I've been dreading this as like a last in-person deals thing.
Yeah, I decided we're not going to try to force you to do hot news tomorrow.
I will say tomorrow
one.
I'm going to be in an absolute state.
Will you be willing to stream to like say goodbye to people?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay. Like that's a little less low pressure. But you guys will see it if you tune into the live streams. You'll see I'll be going what a lot.
Be sure to tune into the Twitch streams tomorrow if you want to say goodbye to Reece. We'll be there. All right. I mean, how do we do? This isn't the last transition. We got to transition back. So how do you want to do our second to last?
Just
you look in. Oh, there's deals in there. All right, I'm only doing this because this is your last one. Yummy, yummy, deal master. Give me the deals.
I had a feeling that was
yummy, yummy.
It's written right there. And hey, deals. Welcome back to UFD Deals. We're on bringing the hottest tech deals out on the internet in person for the last time in a while. Today we're starting off with the Keychron KA Pro, which is a wireless mechanical keyboard with hot swappable switches.
Yum!
You can grab this for only $87.49. Makes it $37.50 off.
Give me those deals, Deal Master. Yummy, yummy.
And then next up we have something that I think looks absolutely gorgeous. It's the NZXT H5 Flow RGB.
NZXT. You're going back home. You gotta remember, zebras.
Which you can pick up for only $94.99, making it $25 off.
Yummy, yummy, Deal Master.
And then if you want to throw something in that, you can grab this MSI.
Of course I do, Deal Master.
Which is their LGA 1700 socket motherboard, going for only $229.99, making it $140
Yummy,
off.
$140 off. Delicious.
This thing has so much I/O, it's ridiculous.
That's actually a really good, like, you could combine that with a 14700K and get, that's a good price for $229, and it looks good. That silver aesthetic. Yummy, yummy.
And then lastly, we have this huge monitor from Samsung, which is their...
Oh, destroy my eyeballs with that glorious Deal Master. Ooh, yummy, yummy.
34 inches, QD OLED.
Give me all your inches, Deal Master.
3440x by 1440, 175 Hertz HDR, all the good stuff for only...
Yummy, yummy.
For only $899.99 with the coupon applied, making it $600 off.
Yummy, yummy, Deal Master.
Yummy,
I
yummy.
do this because I'm sad.
I'm feeling it. And with that, the deals are done.
They're
you can
done!
find these and more linked in the video description
shit.
down below. But until next time, I'm gonna hand you back to Brett for the rest of your hot news.
Yummy.
Cheers.
What do we do? Do we do nothing? I feel like we do. Oh no, he wants to hug me. Okay. I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you.
It's gonna be weird. We can't transition anymore.
I will take this moment to say that I am thankful for you. We have been through a lot together. Who knew that this little Pete Retief boy would travel across the world with this weird American?
I find weird people all the time.
It's been great. It's been a lovely 6-year adventure. Wednesday's your 6-year anniversary with us. Enjoy your brand new gaming PC.
No, I'm sad again.
Good. Good. I'm sad. Here. Now, how about instead of sad, you be enraged? Elon wants you to give him less money, but also more money. You could do both.
I'm giving him no money.
For now.
For now.
Twitter is now changing their advertising or their premium tiers. I just get so... There's basic, there's premium, and now there's premium plus, which despite the name is not a video streaming subscription. Believe it or not. So they're going to start at $3 a month, $8 a month for the premium, and then $16 a month for the premium plus. And essentially, they're all the same, except for the $3, no reduction in ads. For the $8, half ads. And for the $16, no ads. Like, there's some minor tweaks around that, and also premium plus that, like, they get further elevated in the comments. They're more supreme to the premium people.
They're just gonna have slightly bigger check marks so that you know they're better.
I don't know. Like, why would you do that? Like, you need to have a visual designation. Like, they need to have a... Why is it blue? Why can't it be an orange check mark?
What if they just shift the hex code like by 1?
No, you have to you have to dunk on people, being like, I have $16 of disposable income to give to the world's richest man. Why are you so poor?
Yeah, why? This is a why you're poor moment.
Well, Hertz is poor because they decided to switch over to Tesla EVs. Turns out that was not as good of a decision as they thought it was going to be. Originally, they announced they were going to purchase 100,000 Teslas by 2022.
Which was a big amount.
Yes, well, Tesla is famous for not giving discounts anywhere. If you want to buy it, you have to buy it through the regular retail channels, and that made it very expensive for Hertz to do that. But then additionally, Tesla dropped the price severely on their Model 3s and Model Ys by the tune of 30-40% in some cases. And that made it so that Hertz now has a ton of depreciation on their hands on the vehicles that they've already purchased. But the kicker is that while technically EVs are cheaper to maintain over the lifetime of a vehicle, what they're finding out is that Teslas are costing them twice as much in damage cost repair compared to the regular vehicles that they have. Now, this is for a lot of different reasons. Mostly, it's that post-sale support from Tesla is wretched and garbage and expensive. And like, also one of the great things about Tesla is that they have their battery packs that are like structural, but that means when you damage them, you got to replace the whole damn thing, which makes everything way more expensive. So it's great from Tesla's side as far as reducing production costs. It's terrible for the consumer sides because you ratchet up the repair costs, and it makes it way quicker to actually get a totaled vehicle out of that, which means insurance costs are going to go up. It creates this whole rabbit hole situation. And so Hertz is looking forward to the day that GM catches up on EVs, because they've said that that's how they're going to solve it. Any company that has a better repair network and all of that should save them a lot of their costs.
Yikes.
But now to switch over to something even more nonsensical than whatever Elon's doing, Razer and the Smurfs have partnered up.
This is not the crossover event I was expecting.
I had no idea. This is part of the 65th anniversary of the Smurfs, with them coming out with different desk pads as well as different mice that you can get in the Smurfs collection, from paper to metaverse.
I hate that. I hate that so much.
This violates my eyeballs, I'll tell you that. I will say that the only happiness this brought me was remembering a commercial that aired on Cartoon Network about the Smurfs. And since Razer is green, it triggered this memory, which I'll just share this with you.
We're not! We're green! Adjust your TV!
The Smurfs are green!
Ta-da!
And the Ninja Turtles are Muppets, in case you didn't know.
we found that out.
And now we're gonna find out more about the best thing that AMD ever invented, which is their APUs. This is their combined CPU technology with their GPU technology. It's the whole reason AMD should have real competitive advantage over Intel and NVIDIA. They're making the good. Intel's now gonna start doing that with their Arc series stuff. NVIDIA allegedly is gonna be doing that with ARM, but AMD's firmly in it. And now, thanks to shipping manifests, we actually know that there's more coming out.
Oh?
It's happening in both mobile and desktop sectors. So we're looking at the Hawk Point APUs coming out for mobile, which means that they actually have Zen 4 CPUs with the latest RDNA 3 graphics, making them way better. The Ryzen 7 8840U and the Ryzen 5 8540U. These are allegedly going to be the step up over the current ones that we have. But the big ones is the Phoenix G processors. Ryzen 7000G has been spotted. The Ryzen 5 7500G and the Ryzen 3 7300G. Now it's no Ryzen 7, unfortunately, but 6 cores, 12 threads should be more than enough, especially if it's paired with a good graphics card, which is what we're hoping for, but there's no indication of really exactly what it is at the moment. So we know it's RDNA 3, we know it's supposed to be 65 watt TDP, but we don't know much more. There was a previous version that was supposed to come out that was based on RDNA 2 and Zen 3 Plus. That got canceled, but this is supposed to be the Mac Daddy version, Zen 4 plus RDNA 3. I'm excited to see what this could potentially be. 6 cores, 12 threads, if it's capable of running 1080p, 30 FPS in AAA titles.
Really, really cool.
I would love to see that. We've already seen some good implementations come out from AMD in RDNA 3, so seeing how it scales down, I'm just excited for it. I'm glad it's on a shipping manifest. Hopefully means that it's going to release by the end of the year.
Yeah.
I would take a CES launch. I would be so mad if it doesn't launch this year, though. I've been waiting for a new APU.
Something like that to fill the gap.
Now let's fill the gap in our hearts with comment response. You guys better make us happy.
It's on you now.
Z-Shrink starting off saying, I've said it once, but it bears repeating. It was an absolute pleasure getting to meet you and hang out for as long as we did. I'm wishing you and all of your family the absolute best. Thank you, Z-Shrink. But now let's get into the salty comments because we got Stayed Faded saying, stunned to hear a 6950 XT that performs within 2% of a flagship 3090 is not a flagship. And then following that up with Jimmy saying, not to be a complete smartass, but I gotta call out your response to my comment, Brett. The 6950 XT was in fact competing with the 3090, 3090 Ti, not the 3080, 3090, 6550 XT. Trey blows most games on Raster. You're right though, since anyways, I was being a smartass. I'm
surprised people didn't.
I said stuff that was like factually slightly inaccurate. Like the 6950 XT did trade blows with 3080 in some games, but for the most part destroyed it. It's my deadpan comedy style sometimes.
I thought the whole like tongue-in-cheek thing was.
Yeah, it didn't come through. Also, Malignant saying, oh no, Brett sure did it this time. He called the 6950 XT not a flagship GPU. The comments will be brutal. Listen, it was. It's a great chip. I love the 6950 XT. I love the 7900 XTX. Just, whew.
I think that one just it hurt a few people.
I get it. No, that was the point.
Exactly.
That was the point. I know that if I pick on NVIDIA people, they won't get as upset as AMD people will. We got Zillick saying, I had a 2500 KOC to 4.8 gigahertz for 11 years. I switched up for a 5900X and a 3090 Ti. Now I have a 4090 and I can confidently say this. You will never regret buying the absolute best hardware you can. Save up your money and pop that purse. Don't you deserve it? I mean, look at you, looking all good in that outfit today. You? Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
I mildly agree with this. Like, obviously, don't ever spend what you can't afford to depart with this. Yeah. Because for the most part, this is entertainment. It's typically not going to, it's not an investment. When I buy computer parts, it is an investment because it gives me money back on videos. It gives me money back on like my employees having the ability to actually do better with their jobs. So that's there. But like for the average person, when you're buying a computer, you're saying, hey, I want to pleasure myself for hours on end.
Why are you gonna say it like that?
Because that's what you're doing. Let's not mince words here. You are pleasuring your eyeballs with video games. That's what you're going for here. And so as much as you can spend is great. And the more money you spend on specific things gives you more pleasure because you get to run faster FPS, higher fidelity, but never spend what you can't afford to depart with.
If you're not okay with losing that money, I wouldn't drop it on anything hardware-wise.
The Game Bench saying, I was happy to see that Alan Wake 2 was a GPU ball buster, not because it was an unoptimized mess, but because it's actually pretty damn impressive. After seeing the necessary specs, I wasn't very interested, but after seeing gameplay, I'm all in. But damn, my 3080 Ti might be able to cut it at with 1440p ultra-wide.
I need that game in my eyeballs and in my soul, but I'm gonna go back and give myself a refresher course on the previous Alan Wake games.
And Control.
And Control.
I gotta say, I am now celebrating Alan Wake, but I was so worried.
Same.
I thought, okay, specs, that means it's bad. Reviews the day before release, that's never
That also had me nervous.
Very rarely a good thing.
Yeah.
So I haven't played Alan Wake or Control, so I wasn't invested in Remedy doing well.
I'm super invested because I've been a Remedy fanboy for like a decade at this point since I first played Alan Wake.
I was mentally ready to be like, flop of the year. But reviews came out, proved me wrong. Digital Foundry sung its praises. So many people are talking about how good it is. Now, there's a lot of people who are like, why would I want to play a dark horror game? Like, to each their own. I'm not itching to play Alan Wake 2. I'm itching to see it, but not play it.
I'm there for the story.
Okay.
And I like that we got to see the PlayStation 5 breakdown versus like PC, and seeing that PlayStation 5 is running on what is equivalent to almost low settings all across the board with a couple of chilling in medium, and the game still looks fantastic. Low as a baseline is
still good.
It's still good compared to maybe what it was like a decade ago when low turned the game into barely recognizable mess.
Yeah. And also the name low doesn't actually mean bad.
Yeah.
In Alan Wake.
Yeah.
It seems like. Zach DXN saying, you guys honestly have the most incredible chemistry. Such a shame.
It's a shame.
That we had good chemistry?
Shame.
Oh, goodness. Braiderly saying, the only thing for me about Alan Wake 2 is it has made me realize the 4070 Founders Edition I have is really not going to be useful much further in the future for 1440p at max settings. So I brought this one up because I'm legitimately, honestly curious. Every time I have considered the 70 class card, 1070, 970, 2070, 3070, now 4070, I never considered it to be able to play 1440p max. I always considered 1440p medium to high, and that's when you get 60 FPS, because titles kept shifting along, making it harder. 1440p medium to high settings is what I've always regarded. Are people legitimately out there buying 4070s thinking that they're going to run max settings?
On the latest AAA games, yeah.
I'm curious. I whenever I think about the 70 class coming out, I never think this is going to be my max settings card. And I'm curious why others would maybe have. Shauner saying, yeah, that maybe possibly could potentially have a chance of hypothetically being a PC I theoretically built, maybe.
Maybe.
It was Shauner's PC, and it's already sold. The Jawa thing we had on Friday. SC3000 saying, crapping on Linux? Someone needs a 30-day Linux challenge until morale improves.
Until morale improves.
See, this is a Linux user who has a sense of humor. Let's switch over to one who...
I knew there was going to be someone.
Yuki saying, good way to piss off the Linux community. That's not the point he's trying to make on the Linux side. The community is willing to make drivers for a lot of these older drivers, and that's all you have to say, but you have to use Linux. You lost me there, bud. And then continuing on saying, but I don't like how he just made an offhanded comment, making sound like Linux is not a valid option. It was a joke. It was a joke. I realized that the vast majority of infrastructure and backbone runs on Linux. Linux is a very good operating system, open source, community support, very good things. It was joke. Some people got it. I get it. I get it if you don't like the joke. That's fine. You could say my humor is bad, but to think that I was being serious, that wasn't an offhanded comment. It was haha, you have to use Linux, nerds, just like people do with Mac or Windows. I'll crap on Windows too.
I can easily crap on Windows.
Sir myself saying day 11 of Morning Reese's upcoming departure. And then Devin asking, is he leaving the channel? Forever. That's it.
That's it.
The deals are done. The deals aren't yummy anymore.
Oh.
I can't even say yummy yummy because you won't be next to me for me to taste them. Or you.
The deals, the vibe. Ah!
Yeah. Be sad. Okay, he's running away.
I'm sad.
Again, come watch us on the Twitch stream if you wanna see this boy off. See him off. That's a normal phrase.
It's
My pause made it weird, but it's a
Yeah.
normal phrase. All right. Go Springboks. Shouts out South Africa.
shouts out.
You're getting a real one home. And I mean, also the Springboks are coming home on Tuesday.
They are.
Oh, that'd be so cool if you arrived roughly the same time as them.
I doubt it, but like,
Oh, that would be amazing.
guys, I'm nervous.
Okay, he's leaving. Go Pack.